Of course, you're back, aren't you? Good evening, everybody. It is not the morning at all. It is about 8:30 in the evening, and this is the first time I've picked up the camera just to actually talk at you and update you on the days. I didn't do a very good job at filming, so I put some clips in which I'll put in as I talk. We started the day by checking out of Shelley Beach and going to a scenic railway, which was about 10 minutes up the road. It was good fun. It was interesting. It was nice just to sit down, relax, and just take in all of the views. It's essentially this massive amount of private land that used to be owned by this guy, but he passed away a few years ago. And he is apparently, or he was, New Zealand's only New Zealand-born full-time potter. Essentially, he ended up buying all of this land because a lot of the cliffs are terracotta clay, so what he would do is just buy it all, and then as and when he needed clay, he owned it. So that was helpful for him. But because it was up all of these cliffs, and each time he didn't want to have to lug it back and down himself, he ended up building a railway so that he could take the trains up the cliff, fill the trains with terracotta, and then train them back down to his little studio. And then after a while he thought, I could actually just make this into an attraction. So that's what we did. We sat on one of those trains and we went up and down the cliffs, which was quite interesting. So you get some really nice views, but you also just see sporadically just pots that have just been placed in the forest, which I'm assuming are done by him. So that was interesting. That was a fun way to start the day. We got to Hotwater Beach and it was too early to check into our accommodation, so we went to the actual beach itself and I sunbathed for a little bit. Sam went on a little walk up and down the sand, and then when it was time to check in, we went straight in the pool, because it's a really, really nice pool here and it felt proper holiday vibes. I've moved because the pool area was starting to get a little bit busy. We are at Hotwater Beach. We have been to the beach, like I said earlier when we checked in, and that was just mainly to kill some time before we could get to the campsite. But we haven't been to the beach to do the main attraction of Hotwater Beach. You basically dig a big old hole in the sand and then it will fill itself with water. But that water is running along lava flows that are underneath the ground. So the water is very, very hot, hence the name Hotwater Beach. And you can just sort of sit in your own man-made hot tub jacuzzi for a little bit. You can only do it at certain times of the day because of the tide. It's 2 hours either side of low tide, which today was at 4 p.m, so that's sort of like 2 p.m. up until 6 p.m. you can go and dig your holes, but we didn't do that. We've decided that we're going to wait until the next low tide, which is I think it's at 4 o'clock in the morning, and we're going to go down very, very early in the morning instead, hopefully when there's no one else around, or if there is very limited people around, and dig our own hole, and then hopefully we can also see the sunrise as well. And then that is it for this evening. I'm sorry that today's video was a little bit of a rubbish one. I feel like I've just filmed a load during the day and then spoken over it all in one go, so it's probably a bit mismatched and I've probably missed bits out, but mainly it was that scenic railway and checking into Hot Water Beach, and then tomorrow will be the fun of Hot Water Beach, which, like I say, hopefully we will wake up for, and hopefully I will be able to film as well. So I shall see you tomorrow.